Hey everybody, Dave Lindbergh with another episode of THD Podcast. Today we have Peter Sung from LinSation joining us. He's going to tell us about his business. He's got some cool technology related to making an acoustic module for TWS headphones. So we thought that was interesting. But of course, we always have to thank our sponsor, the ALTI Association, Audio Loudspeaker Technologies International. And they'll be having a trade show in Orlando, October 24th, 25th. So a great event to get out and network with all audio types. So we encourage people to do that. And as always, joining us from Japan, Simon Weston. How are you doing this morning, Simon?
Very good, thanks, Dave.
All right. And Peter Sung, CEO of LinSation in Shenzhen. How are you doing this morning, Peter?
Yeah, everybody, good morning.
Good morning. All right. So can you tell us a bit about LinSation? How long have you guys been in business? And it looks like you do a couple different types of audio products, true wireless stereo, communication headsets, and even an HD sound recorder. So can you tell us how long you've been in business, perhaps?
Yeah, so LinSation founded in the 2018 September. And we start operation in the 2018. So almost like more than 3 years. Okay. So all of the founding team is from Harman. So we leave Harman and include some people from the acoustic ODM, acoustic brand company together. Try to do something to provide the people have the good user interface in the audio or in the sensation. So that's the story of the LinSation.
What product did you start with?
We start in the voice speaker for far field solution. But when we run about half a year, in the China marketing, there are many big giant market. They go to the list marketing. So we are hard. It's difficult for us to do this kind of business. So change to the hearable device.
Yep. Difficult because it's hard to hit the prices.
Yeah, because for the smart speaker is not a hardware device solution. They more rely on the back-end system like a cloud-based. So we switch to the edge device, not based on cloud.
Okay. Maybe you'd like to share a presentation with us to walk us through the company introduction?
Okay. So can you see right now?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so I think I have introduced. Wait a moment.
Do you have an engineering background, Peter?
Yeah, I always be an engineer.
Yeah. So it came out of Harman. Were you engineers talking about doing something for quite some time and then decided to leave, or happened suddenly?
Yes, I joined Harman because Harman is a good platform for audio. So I learned so much and make a very good friend in the Harman. So at the Harman, I respond for the microphone system. So all of the voice AI, they need using the microphone as an interface. In the consumer side is beyond my job. I support the microphone engineering for different products. So we live because we want to make something more interesting, not just only product itself. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So yeah, just here's the history in pictures. So started with smart speakers, then headsets, TWS.
Yeah. Then we maybe go for the hearing care service for have more people can have a good hearing experience.
Okay, and is that I know that in the U.S. they changed the regulations about hearing aid. So yes. is that one of the reasons you decided to enter that category? Is because larger market is easier to access now?
Yeah, it's not easy access, but it's a huge marketing and it's very important for people. Like for the WHO statistical, they have more than 400 million people that maybe have the hearing loss issues. And the FDA just launched, they will release the OTC hearing aid by the 2025 May. So I think it's a trend. You see many companies do this. So we are not focusing the hardware. I think the hearing care is not only a hardware. There will be like a platform. So, but basically you need a hardware. You need a hearable device to help you. So it's like a step by step to arrive at your final target.
Okay, let's keep going through this presentation then.
Okay, so our mission is to provide the sensation user interaction for hearing and health promotion. So that's the reason we named the LinSation, because we combine listen sensation as one word. That's the name of LinSation come from.
Okay, cool.
So it's just quickly introducing my personal. Actually, I work for the men's microphone, men's acoustic designer in Taiwan E3 before. And in 2008, I joined the Mary. So that's the timing I meet Simon. So we have a long...
Right. That's it, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so we have met a long time ago.
Yeah.
Then after leave Mary, I studied my PhD. When I didn't graduate, it's a good chance to join the Microsoft Xbox team. But I just joined 2 months and the team closed. So I joined Harman for microphone. And then now I am my co-founder, started the LinSation. That's the best history of my background.
Okay, very good.
So I think today's topic is more talking about ANC module. So first I need to address is FiTech, because I think I and Simon have co-worked to make this realize, to make have more stable. I think it's very important because it's the first ANC module realized on the marketing in the 2007-8. So this is a very important design. They're using the speaker microphone integrated capsule for FB microphone, FB module, and using for many brand company. So when I at Mary, I also work with the Austral Microsystem. We try promote our ANC headset. So it's off-the-shelf product. They didn't launch in the marketing, just like a Christmas gift for the company. So
okay,
this is the history. We make the 544 microphone with MS. Then the good timing is ASUS come to us. So we co-design first ANC gaming headset in 2011. So it's like a few can. They force in the gaming, but gaming, they need the very precise the location sound definition, but the ANC needs a strong base for have ANC. So it's challenging us to the design this product. So that time we also develop some module idea to make it they can easy to production.
Okay.
So even that, I think the most important product is Bose, because Bose QC20, they give me many inspiration about how to design the FB microphone. If you look in their pattern, look in their design, they have many ideas and the good knowledge describe how to they make the good ANC performance. So it's a very important project and product in the in-ear ANC headset. So I need to address them. So when I at Harman, I also joined part of the ANC product design. Some special is like the AKG N90. It's very expensive. I guess they are not sold too much, but they're using very good idea because like the Ulrich in the Harman COC, they designed the architect. So they're using the 2 microphone inside the FB to do the calibration. So over the fine tuning, they can based on your ear to fine tune their design. So at that time, we also thinking about how to you make the good acoustic consistency to make your hearing better. So all of the product is some history. When I found the LinSation, we have do in the ANC field. So when we try to make a LinSation, we know we are not a big company, we're just a small company. It's hard for us to make something like the brand company. So the idea is if we, in the future, we want to do the sensor user interface. So the first, we need something like a module. They like a PC, hearable is small, but in the future, it's like the PC. You have the part, you have the system in the chip, and you have the sensor module. So if you can combine that, maybe you can like a Lego to design your own product. So that is a very original idea. So the LinSation SUI module, we integrate the actuator, sensors together like a module, but we put the algorithm on the Bluetooth chip. So we can realize some function like for ANC, clear communication, ANC, or do some edge voice recognition or always on listening. So that's the prototype or idea of a SUI module before.
Okay.
So,
and just a quick question. So your business model would be to supply the module like as a sub-assembly into other factories, or you would be your own branded product?
Yeah. So the first, we saw the module in the beginning. Okay. But like this year, we have our own reference design. We don't have our brand. We don't have our distributor. We don't have our brand and the channel. But we provide the solution for brand and the distributor. So this page will describe what's different in this marketing. If we look in the ANC TrueWise headset marketing, there are many good brands like Sony, Samsung, Bose, Apple, Jabra. They have the price, the good product, the price usually located in the between 200 or like 250. They integrate the best function. And like yesterday or last 2 days, Beats also launched their first Beats Studio Buds.
Yep.
On the 149. So you saw the brand company, they have huge resource to design their own product, but they still have many headphone brands. They want to make this kind of product, but they don't have strong R&D resource to support them. So our idea is we make the key part as a module. So they just using their original solution, original production line, assembly our module to realize the product like brand. That is our module business idea.
Okay.
So later I will introduce the detailed module. So if you looking, this is the bin shape TWS. So the blue part, you see the blue part, we call the LinSation SUI module 1. Actually, this is the FB module. So if you look in, then they integrate speaker, microphone. But in the future, this module can be replaced by, they can integrate the VPU in the housing, or they can change the one driver as a double driver or like a balance armature with dynamic driver. So the SUI module focus is not only ANC, but because marketing, they need the ANC, so we have standardized design. But actually, we also have standardized for our other own reference design. So the SUI module means the driver and the sensor in front housing. Okay. And you know the ANC, they need the feedback and the feed forward, and you need also voice. So we have the second module there on the back housing. We call here I named the SUI module 2. They realize the feed forward or like a voice communication for voice capture, but they can be 1 or 2. So sometimes right now we using the dual microphone usually because they need a good ANC, not only ANC. But in the beginning we focus only 1. So we have 2 different different module. And if you do the ANC, you will find that the big issue is wind noise. Because when you open the ANC, the hybrid ANC in the wind noise environment, the microphone will induce wind noise. So we also have our own pattern to make a microphone can reduce the wind noise. So that's our standard module provided for bin shape. I will address how we design it later. Then not only the hardware, you need to still have software. So we using the algorithm to tune the ANC. Usually we using the SOC default filter. So we didn't design external filter system into that. But as for some design, they may be using SOC with the external DSP like ADI, like a Sony DSP. So they maybe put a filter on another DSP. So we also have enabled the ANC algorithm, but we didn't do our own ANC. We just tune default algorithm or using the third party. In parallel, in the future, maybe the personal hearing, assistive hearing solution can also be pulling the IP into the SoC. So our module is to support to realize the software algorithm in the whole product. This is the simple example to mention about module.
Okay, so yeah, just for people's benefit, and correct me if I'm wrong, but ENC, that's environmental noise cancellation?
Yes, environmental noise cancellation for voice communication.
And then personal hearing and assistive hearing, this is kind of one of this kind of popular trends from some brands where you can help people kind of guide their hearing in noisy environments or in bar type situations. They can the headphones will help with the hearing assisting, and then so people can like brands like New Hera is a good example of a brand that uses this assistive hearing and assistive listening, to almost like over-the-counter hearing aids, but more towards consumer.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Please continue.
Yeah. So in the last year, we have support some brand customer launch their product. So you saw the shape is similar, because usually the ANC is very rely on the wearing consistency and the industrial design. So we are not like you can design any shape to design the ANC. You must constrain your design. So you will find that their design is similar. So we using almost like the standard design to fit different ID, but they still have constraints. So that's the bean shape design.
Okay.
So this product they will have sold out. They also have sale in the Amazon. So I just found our team to capture their evaluation to share this product. Yeah.
Okay.
So next, I talking about another type we call the rod shape, true wireless. So because the beginning, they found the AirPod Pro in 2019. And if you look in many brand company like Huawei, they have Huawei FreeBuds Pro in 2020. And the Xiaomi just launched this month, next month, they have the FreeBuds Pro. If you look in detail, the rod shape, the earphone body is similar. They are like a AirPod. So for Insatian, we try to design our own reference design is different shape. But in parallel, many customers, they need this kind of shape with ANC function. So we try to find the similar shape and design our module. So this is another Insatian module to fit this kind of bean shape. If you look in the blue rectangle, they are similar. We provide another module, but this module, they didn't include the housing. They are like have inner housing. So customer can change their ID. They just put our module inside their housing. So it can open the design constraint for customer. They can modify a little different their design. But I think the base function is similar. They are still provide the similar function. And for the SUR module, because the roll shape, they usually can support 2 microphones. So the same, we can provide the same module like before. But the difference, because the roll shape, they have bigger PCBA board, so you can put the more sensor, like an inertial sensor for spatial audio or for the gestural capture. So you can extension more design capability. That is still the module idea.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I want to mention about how we design the product step by step. So our module provide customer in the design stage. They can design their product like ANC or focus in the communication or focus in the hi-fi audio or good quality audio. But the first, they meet the problem is they need engineering. So the LinSation role is provide the engineering function in the design stage and between the design to the production. So we usually provide the acoustic, mechanical, and the filter tuning, algorithm integration tuning, and the pre-certification. The reason is some product that they need to pass like a TIMS, like a pass runs or discard. So we support some of pre-certification for they can pass the final exam easy. Okay. But we don't have our factory. So we work with a third-party company. In this company, we support them how to production. So the important things, they need to set up their production test equipment because ANC is a system function, is a system design. They are not only design, they need to make sure each part under the spec and make the full function can stabilize. So production test and the factory and the quality control is very important in the production side. I think Simon also have rich experience in this field because he teaches me many concepts when I go to this field. Yeah.
Very good.
So I can quickly introduce some partner from my partner is focusing the test equipment. So here I take two for example, because for the ANC, how soon of the ANC test, it dominates your production rate per day. If you test fast, you can generate 1,000 one day. If each one you need a long time tuning, you generate 200 per day. So it depends on the cost. It's very important. And another sample I will address the wind noise because it's very important not only for ANC, for hearing aid, for active hearing. It's a very important issue. So we also co-work. They design a wind noise simulator to generate the real situations. So I take a full detail about that. So when we realize the ANC, the consistency is very important. You are not only measurement the frequency response curve, you need to also measurement the phase, measurement the feedback loop, like a speaker to microphone, to see whether your module under the consistency, because you need to control their variation. So in the production, the first stage, before the assembly, we support the module is made by ourselves, but in our country factory. So we have our equipment and the big data control to make the variation. If we found our phase or variation, go for another side, maybe we can tune in the filter to compensate. So it's very important to control the ANC module consistent in the production. Here, just the few example. We take a few samples and see whether they are consistent. So this is the consistent control in the module. They also rely on the test equipment. And the second one, when you in the production, the final you need to test your ANC performance. So our partner MegaSig, they also provide a solution called Q-fitting. That means they can using the Bluetooth SPP protocol to control the filter. So in your design filter, if you see the left side, the ANC performance is not good. So under some of constraint, you can slide tuning your filter coefficient, not only the gain. For traditional, they just tuning the gain of the ANC to make it they have the same ANC dips. But the problem is the ANC is not only 1 point, there is the frequency range. So the filter coefficient tuning and optimization can make you fix some defective sample, accept sample. But they need to take a long time because they are do the optimization process, not only the gain tuning. So in the production line, we separate two parts. The first part, you just using standard process to make sure you pass all the sample. But you can set up another station. They try to make sure the FR is correct, but the filter coefficient is not good. Then they can quickly to do a little trim. So this solution is provided by my partner Megasig, and this is very popular right now in the production factory for ANC. And then I want to address the wind noise proof. So I take the example from Huawei FreeBuds Pro. If you see the right side, the red part, they have a slit in the in their back housing, because when wind goes through the microphone, they are not a direct pump the diaphragm, they pass through. So you can find more and more the true wireless. They design the microphone hole not only a hole. They're using different shape. So we also consider about this into our module. So the wind noise simulation is very important. When you design, you need to consider about that. So here I quickly show our lab capability. So we have our partner in Taiwan and in Shenzhen. They can support the voice quality. So they have an Aqua system. If they want to pass the certification, they can use in the Aqua to get score. And we help our customer to analyze score, how to improve acoustic design. We also build our own listen room in the Shenzhen lab, so we can mimic the different noise like Aqua, but quickly to get a score to tune the voice communication quality. And we also be certification by Amazon, but not a certification lab, just pre-test lab. So we can also do the Amazon AMA ABS in our lab to do the voice recognition. So of course, ANC and the wind noise simulation is important part, so we can do Excel in our lab.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any question?
No, I just know that the wind noise issue is there's a lot of people working on wind noise because everybody's walking around talking on their headphones and just the ability to have clarity on that and wind noise environments is something that I know that Sunyun and Bosch and a lot of these sensor companies are working on trying to solve that issue as well.
Yeah. Take for example, Sony, and they have their good voice pickup unit, so they can combine one dual microphone with one VPU to capture voice. But sometimes when the VPU they cannot capture the frame response, they just like in below 4K or below 8K. So the sound will like a noise. When we talk, the sound is not clear. Yeah. So if you can improve the microphone design, you can use less VPU signal. They will make a sound more natural. That's the important. But when we make the wind noise simulator, the difficult is your fan also generate noise. So if your fan noise is louder than your wind, you cannot real test. So our wind noise has limit. You see the shape is cannot provide a very heavy wind. But the Megasig, they design another shape like I showed in the previous slide. They can generate a very high speed, like the measurement is about 20 meters per second. So it's faster than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So here is some example like here is about address the dual mic ANC performance. I'm not sure whether I can share the sound in the recording, but if we look in the...
I think you might be able to. You should be able to. Let's try it.
Yeah, I try. This is raw noise. So that is we recording the noise from subway, and we mimic in our system is a raw noise. And so most of the Bluetooth SoC, they have provide default solution, but usually they are not very strong. They are like a default, it's free. So you can see the performance like that one. We try to replace the point before. So you can hear they have reduced sound noise, but they also induce the sound distortion of voice. So the important is right now they have many solutions that combine the traditional signal processing and the AI solution together. But here, my example is using the Alango solution. So we also integrate Alango solution into the Bluetooth chip. You can hear the performance is quite good.
What's more important the power of sugar costs more than anything. The coffee stand is too high for power.
Yeah, we actually had Alexander from Alongo on an old episode. So if anybody wants to know about Alongo, they can go back and check.
Yes. So our key part is different algorithm. They rely on the acoustic. So our most important function is we try to make acoustic better. Then combine the algorithm, they can perform the good performance. So actually, we also design our voice communication index, because if you need quickly to understand whether your test is good, but the Aqua, the test fee is very expensive. So we using my previous sound research, we using the world standard sound index as our own. So this is just on ourselves. It's not standard. So we have our LinSation speech quality index. And we also have our LinSation speech intelligibility. So quality means you hear the sound quite good.
Okay.
But sometimes if you reduce the noise more, even they reduce noise, but they distortion the voice, they also reduce the understanding of speech meaning. So if you saw the left part, they are like a mouse. We give a different score and a different condition to see whether they can good performance in this different situation. So we usually using a standard product, like here we using the Jabra Elite 45H as a benchmark. Then we test the similar product to see whether we can tuning better than or similar. And the right side is intelligibility. It's also important for the hearing assistant, because the hearing those people, they are not only reduce noise, they must understand the meaning of speech. So we also using speech intelligibility to evaluate whether you reduce noise too much to induce distortion or something. So we using our two index. Also have other index, but didn't address detail here. Above is quickly introduce our LinSation solution. It's clear? So later I just quickly introduce right now what we are doing. So this is our current product portfolio. So our target is for entertainment and the business. For entertainment, like right now we're using the podcast, we're using streaming audio. So not only the TWS, we still have the good sound recorder, because when you go outside, you're using mobile phone for the stream, for the clubhouse, you need a very sound capture device. So this is a big one for indoor, but we developed the portable. They are easy to plug into your mobile phone. They can do the recorder. So this is also one kind of our product portfolio. And because the COVID-19, people work at home. So we also provide the communication headset. This is not like a brand. They have very high price. They just like make they very acceptable for each people, but with very good voice communication performance. And the blue one didn't release is our hi-fi true wireless, because in the near future, like Apple, like Spotify, they support many lossless music. So you need a high quality driver or driver design to support you can listen the detail. So this is the unlaunched product in our list. So that is our product. And later this is our off-the-shelf design. So this ID is owned by LinSation, but we didn't have brand. So this is our design reference. And we have our tooling to support our customers. They just using their brand, they can go to marketing soon.
Okay. So I was just going to say, it sounds like you guys are almost like a design house. So if people wanted to, they could take what you have off the shelf, but also they could approach you and hire you to help with their TWS or communication headsets or other devices. You can kind of do the tough engineering to get it ready for their factory. Is that a good understanding?
Yes. So we are like a design house, and we have our partner for the manufacturing. So our partner, some partner, they have the qualification of the like ISO, like something. So customer can order the full product directly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a detail of another product called the Insatian HD sound recorder. So you may know, because I work for the microphone long time. So microphone, they have a mains microphone, they have the electric microphone, they also have a dynamic microphone. So our key is we design our microphone as a module, and we provide the DSP. The DSP module is like we using the tier 1 DSP like Cirrus Logic or like some good DSP, they have the low noise. So we provide these two parts. Customers can design their own ID or something to realize that. So the right side is just show the 0 degree and the 100 degree is a cardio pattern, and show the frequency response. It's just an example, not this product. I try to capture some of product or development stage, the curve.
Okay.
So this part, the customer, they get the cross funding in the Japan, and they got a good response. So they using this for translator. They plug into the mobile phone and they can quickly translate. So this is my custom product. It's not me, but we design the key solution inside that. So this is our business.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah. So this one is we work with our factory. So this can be branding. This is they can tune the micro module for interview mode or for recording mode. So if you do another side, you just change the microphone, and they have a different mode function for voice, for hi-fi recording something.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this is the last one. So this year we will also have the on-ear or one mono communication headset. It's like a standard product. It's not special, but the important, they integrate the UMI ANC like I showed in the previous slide to have a good clear communication. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
So I quickly introduce Vinny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to ask Peter, what Bluetooth chips are you working with?
Yes. So go back to here.
Yeah, for the TWS basically.
Yeah, for the TWS. So for the most close, I work with the Aloha. Is the MTK group. Yeah. The reason is Aloha Qualcomm is a quite good chip, but the reason Qualcomm is quite big. For like a design house, you cannot easy to control their lead time, your forecast. But one of our investors, they are the big PCB makers. So for Qualcomm, so if they have a good customer, they want to use in Qualcomm. We also have good supply chain to support the Qualcomm. But for ourselves, we spend more time on the Aloha chip because more flexible for us to do that. Yeah. For the hearing aid, actually the audio-wise, they still also the Taiwan SoC company. They have integrated some algorithm inside that. So for the low latency, for the hearing aid, audio-wise is also a good candidate. So part of our product, they are collaborating with this chip. So that's the main part I use.
I've got another question on that same topic. For feedback ANC using the DSPs and the chips, do you find that the latency is a bit of a problem?
Yes. So latency is a very critical factor for the TWS. So,
and just to clarify, we're talking about latency of the ADAC acquisitions for the feedback microphone, not the Bluetooth transmission.
Okay. So the ADAC is depend on the SoC, not us. We're using analog. So their clock is about I remember it's like about 300 or 400. It's a very high speed AD clock. So they induce some latency, but the maximum latency is still like the filter coefficient. So if you can realize 20 micro, right?
Yeah, micro.
If you can realize within the 50 microsecond, you can realize all of the ANC, but they still have some difference. If you're wearing the AirPod, you feel you can have very clear. The ANC can like a very wide band. But even you using some SoC, you using the ANC, the test looking good. But when you hearing, you cannot cover the wide range. Yes. I think that it's still related with your driver response. Whether your driver response latency is enough, your microphone delay latency, and the full feedback translation pass. So from the full pass, they also dominated the ANC performance and the extension, how high frequency they can achieve.
Yep. Is the standalone separate DSP chip typically faster than the SoCs?
Yes. So if you're choosing the ADI, if you're choosing the Sony, I think that they can provide the better, even the idle noise is better than the SoC. So for many SoC Bluetooth, when you open the feedback under the quiet environment, you will hear his noise.
Yes.
We call the idle noise.
Yes.
But if we're using the Bose QC20, when we test them, the idle noise is just like a 27 or 28. The environment noise is very lower than environment noise.
Yes.
But if we're using the SoC for the Bluetooth ANC, you test the idle noise is around 30 or 32. So it's higher than that one. So that's the difficult of SoC. Yeah. So depending on the product level.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
all right.
What comes next for the modules? I mean, do you see that becoming a standard item in the market? Is there a acoustic module, let's say?
You mean whether I saw other similar solutions?
There's two parts. One, if you're building TWS earphones or earphones, you buy the driver, you buy the microphone, assemble those, or you get a LinSation type module and insert that. Do you think both will continue to exist, or one dominates?
So actually, we have a LinSation type because we patent our structure. Like the FB module, you need to mainly consider how to put the microphone position and using the driver. If you put the driver more than 10 millimeter and in spatial angle, you will infringe both patent. If you're using in some of the design, you will infringe other brand patent. So we cannot easy to put the microphone and speaker. We just within our design, because if we put the other position, it's dangerous to infringe other patents. So it's very careful to only our own shape. But we can change different diameter. We have 6, 7, 10, and 13. So we have a different type of the module can change between on our different performance.
Fantastic.
All right. Very good. Any more questions, Simon?
How does it compare in terms of cost?
Yes. So actually, our cost is very cheap because if you look in my brand, my cost support brand is not tier 1. It's low cost customer, but with high volume. So if you look in the marketing, we are not to address very high cost marketing. We target to support our customer maybe like below $150. they need some address function. The reason is hardware is not our final object. If we can realize the module into more and more hearable device, then they can support you realize many software. So it's an ecosystem. But if you just rely on one few brands, they have own their hardware, but they have their own ecosystem, the function cannot be popular. So hardware make that like a common is the first step. So you need to make the price can be competitive to support many customers.
Yes, yeah. I guess that was the point that you started with this. You need to build up these platforms at each step. You need the acoustic system, the electronic system, and then you can start to develop those software components on top of that.
Yeah. So we are not only one company. We have many partners. They are good, also good company. Maybe the David have interviewed them. So some company they are good in software. Some company they are good for some sensor design. So we are like one of the partner in the ecosystem. We want to make the cooperation to make a hearable or hearing care can be popular everywhere, not only stick in some few brands.
Okay. All right. Well, that's really interesting stuff, and it's great to see a design house that specializes in ANC. I think that's a very important category, and it's not easy for a lot of people to do well. Many people can do it, but to do it well is quite a challenge. So I think it's good to see your company as a resource for people to reach out to looking to do some ANC designs.
Definitely.
So, and hopefully the border opens soon so we could get into Shenzhen and maybe meet in person. Yeah. So that would be nice. And of course, everybody watching, please hit any questions below that you'd like to ask, or any comments, anything like that, and like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So Peter, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. This was a fantastic presentation.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.